Okay, and we are live. Here we are with Danny Ham. Welcome, welcome. How are you today?
I'm fabulous. Thank you for asking. How are
You're
you, Carl?
fabulous.
Are you still good from the last time I asked you like 4 minutes ago?
Yes, I'm still. I'm still starving. So, you said earlier that you wanted to talk about resourcefulness today. Tell me more.
Commitment and resourcefulness, being resourceful to keep our commitments, and as we do here, it'll be a group thing. You know what I mean? We'll get input from everybody. This is our call. Nobody wants to hear me talk for an hour, much less me. So we'll do that and get everybody involved like we usually do, man. Let me go to gallery view so I can see all the lovely people. Mario, Jacqueline, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Good to have you here. All right, man. So let me pull up my notes. I have trouble with this every week because, I'll figure this out eventually. We've only done like what, Carl, like 10 of these?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But the more you practice, the better you become at these things.
That's
The,
what you,
the
what
secret
you
is
keep telling me.
no, the secret is to pull them out before the call, so they're there.
Oh, they were. They definitely were. They were sitting right there, and of course
Oh, then you're good. You're doing perfect.
I've lost them, man. I'm good. All right, I'm getting it now. I don't get this kind of practice. Finola, hello, welcome. Thanks for checking in with us. Welcome to the call. All right, guys. So today, I figure we're going to talk about being resourceful and keeping our commitments through resourcefulness, right? Because with all the stuff we got going on today, we're having to do things differently, and on this call, I get good ideas from everybody else, right? I generally don't have the best way to do things. And, we have people from all over the world joining us today. So Andy, I didn't ask, where are you joining from, man? Where are you dialing in from?
Hi, from Iceland.
Iceland. Wow.
Iceland. So I'm close to the capital city here, to Reykjavik. And it's a beautiful day. At least it's nice weather here in Iceland. Everybody is without jobs at the moment here in Iceland, as we are living actually from tourism, and there are no flights and no tourists. So yes, we at least I enjoy the opportunity to do other things than doing a regular job. So to do some self-improvement, doing some courses. So I'm very happy actually with this opportunity, as I have at the moment, at least, to join this webinar.
I love it. So are you new to the community?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, welcome. There are a lot of other calls where people teach you really cool stuff. We just come here and hang out, and hopefully learn some stuff from each other. So
That's part time.
don't let me be your level of expectation. Let's just start with that for sure.
This is what I love about that lockdown. We get to see faces we usually don't see because you're at work, and I absolutely love this. It's really good to see you, Andy, and to see Agnes. So please raise your hand so that you can hang out a little bit with us. I know some of you are not used to that, but it's a very safe place, very friendly place. We joke around, we pour our hearts out. That's community right here, right there. Come on.
True story. We do have a pretty good time. So this week I wanted to welcome to the folks who are joining us for the first time. Hello, Jennifer. I met you yesterday on JJ's call. Jennifer is new to our community, so she's gonna come hang out with all the cool kids today. What's up, Rachel? How are you? Agnes, thank you for joining. Steve, always good seeing you, man. Man, it's sunny there. So this week, last couple weeks, we've had to make some adjustments, right? And, I originally, when this whole thing came out, I was living in ego because I was like, well, nothing's going to stop me from doing what I want to do, right? Which is very petty, So I have had to make some adjustments in life, right? So I wanted to start this call, and I'll share a couple things that I've done to keep commitments, right? Like this call is about gratitude. It's about having a good attitude, and it's about making and keeping commitments, especially to ourselves, right? Because that's how we build self-confidence. So just because life has changed, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't fulfill our commitments. Okay, we just have to get creative to do stuff like that, you know. So, you know, in the last week, for one, I have done a lot of stuff on my home to-do list. I will say that. Like, I was on the roof, like I was doing all kinds of stuff that I've just been putting off because you kind of can't really go anywhere, right? So that wasn't really a commitment, but since I'm a checklist dude and I've had this checklist growing, it's been nice to check some things off. I will say that. For me, the main things, you know, exercise. I like working out, you know, and of course the gyms were basically like the first thing to close, you know, and Amazon is completely sold out of dumbbells. You can't really find things on eBay. So apparently I was a little late to the party in the whole panicking thing. But I believe, as you know, that when we do the right things for the right reason, shit just has a way of working out, you know? And Brandy's massage dude was here last night, and he's also a physical therapist, and mentioned, hey, I'm looking for some dumbbells. And he's like, man, I got a ton I'm trying to get rid of. And I'm like, my man, you know? So the universe came together to supply me with some dumbbells. So I'm super excited about that. So, you know, I've adjusted by just working out from home. You know, it's not the same, but, you know, look at it from a different way, right? It saves me the time driving to and from the gym, which is a little extra time. So now I'm always getting my meditation done in the morning, which I don't always get done in the morning, you know, so I've tried to look at it from that perspective. The main thing for me is even more important than the working out, you know, is my recovery. You know, you guys that are new, like I'm in recovery. I attend meetings, you know, I sponsor people, I do all that kind of cool stuff, right? So when we get together, we all congregate a bunch of people in a room. Those are our meetings, you know, which obviously is not helpful for society or ourselves right now. So try to come up with a solution, right? Something that we can do that's different, you know. And it's like, it's not like if I don't go to some meetings, I'm gonna slide downhill. I've been doing this for a while, you know. But there's a lot of people that come in, you know, and it's our responsibility as people who, well, we don't have anything figured out, but we've done some stuff they're trying to do, you know. It's our responsibility to be there for them, you know. So I tried to think of a solution on how we can make this happen. And, you know, this is how we communicate, right? Like, I've met some of you in person, but some of you I have relationships with and we've never even met in person, right? So I'm like, well, you know what? I know how to do a Zoom call in theory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an online meeting. Okay. So like I bought this domain and I set this meeting up, I put my link out and I texted my network. And I'm up here in Jacksonville, right? So I'm a couple hours from my home group, my hometown. So I go to meetings up here when I'm here. So later that day, I called up one of the guys from my home group and I said, hey, look, man, I've got this meeting set up. We can do the online meetings. I'll help you do all this. And he's like, oh man, it's already up and running. It's like a bunch of young kids in the group set it all up in like one day. I'm like, of course they did, you know? So I'm sitting here stressing out. Because to me, like, what can I control, right? Like, what can I do to help, you know? Because when I'm scared or I'm insecure or having a bad day, get outside yourself and go do something for somebody else, you know? And that's how you fix that, right? And so anyway, so what came good from that is, you know, I reached out to a couple of people in our community that are better at the technology thing than myself, and they were more than happy to help. You know, Patty Perry was one of them. She helped me out with some of the Zoom stuff. And the first call we had, I had to host the call because now I'd sent all this stuff out, right? And so there's people from Jacksonville and from my home group and people from all over who logged into this. And now all I had to do is just put a link to the home group on the website and they take care of it. So now I just log in and attend. I don't have this self-induced pressure. And there was people on there last night from all over, you know, that never would have found it, right? And it just works out, when we're trying to do the right things for the right reason. So, those were the main things this week that I've done differently. Other than that, I mean, I work from home, so I'm home. I cook, so my kitchen's here. So I haven't had to do a whole lot of stuff different. But I want to go around and get some things from you guys that you have done differently. It could just be one thing. It could be 12 things. Maybe not 12 things, but it could be a few things of stuff that you've done differently, man. And I'll just call on you guys in the order that you're on my screen, unless somebody wants to raise their hand and go first. No, I'm going to do it this way because you'll mess up my order. Logan, what's something that you have done? You're creative. You're resourceful. I know you've done something differently.
Yeah, I wish I was last. I have nothing right now. I mean, everything's still going along here. Typically, the way we've always done everything. We're tapping trees, maple syrup season is here, and we just tap the trees in our yard. We live in a village.
Nice.
Just out encouraging people like always, but they go across the street instead of past you. I thought they were afraid of my dog. Now they're afraid of me. I don't know. Things are a little different, but I'm still the same person. And I guess, well, I don't have my grandkids as much. They're staying home more instead of with me all the time, but they can come and go. We've been together through this whole thing. My kids don't have to go to work. I'm just grateful. It really is. Maybe I just realized all the things I have to be grateful for a little bit more than ever before. But I mean, things haven't really changed that much for us. Craig can still go to his job because he's on a job site and there's only 2 guys there working on this ginormous house. They've been there as much as he's been home. But he doesn't know what day they'll say, no, you're done and you have to stay.
Right.
So
right.
That could change things real quick. But then you'll see him on the calls. So I don't know.
I met him in Toronto. It was nice to meet him in Toronto.
He loves everybody. He loves to be a part of this, but he is such a busy man right now. And a lot of the purpose of being here is to get him out of some of that. So, he doesn't complain because he does get to do what he loves to do. He doesn't hate his job, but you can only do it for so long.
Here you go. Well, thank you. I appreciate you sharing.
Thank you.
For sure. Chris, you're next on my screen, brother.
Morning, everybody.
What's up?
Oh, just waking up. It's about 7 o'clock here. So everything's got changed here. We are in lockdown, so everybody's working from home. I work as a production manager for a company that builds oil and gas facilities. So we've been working from home for the last 2 weeks. I'm actually really enjoying it. I like it. I could keep this going, and spending a lot of time working on my business too, which gives me the option to call into these meetings that I wouldn't normally have the option to. As for that, other than not having to go to work, everything else pretty much just stayed the same. I live on a farm, so I've got all the resources here to get out and about and do whatever and work out and all that stuff. So
awesome.
Nothing much has changed there, but there's a lot of people that are depressed and not having fun. I had a buddy yesterday that I got him turned around, get him to think about the positives of and spending time with his family and friends, so that it's basically motivating people. And if they want to come out and go for a walk or do whatever, they're more than welcome to come out here. We have invited all my coworkers and friends if they need to get out of the city, to come on out. So other than that, that's what's going on here.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, invite people over. That's probably something you wouldn't have done. Ask people to just come and walk around your farm,
Yep.
And that's not something you would think to do, right? That's cool, man. Appreciate you sharing. Thanks.
Thanks.
Shabir, have you done anything differently, bro? Or you just been in bed trying to survive?
No, brother, hello everyone. I had two choices since I got sick: to be in bed and say I'm sick, I can't do anything, or say, hey, I gotta beat this virus and I gotta be for other people because they're out there and they're depressed and all that. So since last Monday, I came up with new ideas. I've been introducing Zoom to a lot of my families and friends. I have got my mom and dad on Zoom. I send them a link, and I had a chat with them, and they had a talk with my kids and with my wife, which was really good. Did same thing with my in-laws, Sahara's mom and dad in Kabul, Afghanistan. I sent them a Zoom link, and we had a chat. So they really enjoyed it because before we used to talk on Viber and WhatsApp, used to cut off, but now it doesn't. And also, I'm part of this community on Toastmaster. And I found out that some of our members, they are really depressed and they don't know what to do. So I organized a Zoom gathering yesterday evening. We had for 1 hour talk, and also in the middle of that talk, I brought some joke and made them laugh. And we set up another call for next week, and made a video on YouTube, and I sent it, about this coronavirus, because a lot of people, they're depressed and all that. And the other thing I want to share here that I found out in England, the people that they gone from this virus, they have done research on them, and the majority of them had low vitamin D in their body. And that is very important. So if anyone got a deficiency of vitamin D in their body, it's important to take the supplements, the tablets. And the doctor told me that the reason I haven't recovered more than 2 weeks, because my vitamin D is less than 35, which is very low. It has to be over 60 or 70. And now I'm taking 3 tablets. And one more thing, the doctor said that the research showed as well that drink tonic waters. And I've been drinking this as well. So it's good for your immune system, for the flu that I have, and also it prevents the coronavirus. So these are the things I have done, and I shared with other people as well. So that's what I've been doing, and not just laying down in bed and say that I'm sick. Yes, I'm sick. I missed JJ's call last night, but that's okay. I will be on the next one.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
I knew you weren't laying around doing nothing. I just
thank you. I think it's just we got to fight, and the other important things here that some of the people around the world, this coronavirus can kill them mentally before it kills them physically, the way that they're thinking about. But if we have a strong mindset and we say this way, we got to keep fighting, and the coronavirus here to not to stay will go. So it's not going to affect us. And of course, not neglect anything, just to be aware of all those rules and regulations. We will be fine. So just keep fighting, man. Guys. That's all.
Thank you. Build it up in our head, man, like last week's call. Fear, Andy, have you done anything differently this week, my man, besides being able to chill at the house in beautiful Iceland?
Yes, I'm just hiking a little bit out for a walk, enjoying hike through the snow. We have still snowfall almost every day, and yes, I'm just enjoying life with plenty of time to do, or plenty of time to do things for myself instead for a boss. Yeah.
Awesome. We're glad you're with us today. Mario, you are next on my screen, my man. I guess the bus driving thing is not happening right now,
huh? The bus is still working, but half of time, like normally it's 15 minutes, now it's 30 minutes. But luckily 3 weeks ago I hurting my back, and the last 3 weeks I'm sitting in my home. So I had also a little bit problem with a light fever. So this is over now. And because of the 4-Topia challenge, I start losing weight. I changing my food, changing. Thanks.
Love it.
I changing my food. I eating a lot of junk food, fast food, and now it's everyday salads. Fresh vegetables, and a little bit more walking outside also. And the result is, after 2 weeks, I'm losing already 6 kilo.
My man. My man. We are what we eat, brother. If we eat like crap, we'll feel like crap. That's a fact.
Yeah, it's affecting. This 4-Topia challenge is helping me a lot, even mentally. It's improving me. I also have to take some heavy stuff for this medication for my back, but it's okay. We're going through.
Love it, man. Well, I appreciate you sharing, dude. You know, I love how they do the challenges like that. You know, there's always a reason behind them, you know. And the 4-Topia challenge is not the reason that you're doing it. You're doing it because you're taking action and you're making it happen. But it's good that you put that out there to help inspire people and motivate people, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks, Mario.
Yeah, Mario, well done. For those that are not familiar with kilos, he lost about 13 pounds, which is quite good in 2 weeks. It's really good. Well done.
Yeah. Now sign up on that plan. Jacqueline, you are next on my screen.
Hey everyone, great to see
Hello.
you. I've actually changed 2 things over the last weeks because a lot of people are not allowed to work anymore, and I still have to go to work, which is totally okay. So first, the 2 things I've changed. One for work. When I joined SFM, I needed a complement to sitting in the room all day on my butt. So I went out to find a job, and what I found was I didn't want to have noisy machines anymore, so I went to the post office. So I'm actually delivering mail and packages now. So I'm outside the whole day, no boss in my neck, just nature around me. Doesn't matter if it's raining or snowing. But yeah, the last weeks it's been quite scary because I'm the only one on the road at the moment. And what I think is very nice, everybody is little notes like, thank you that you deliver our mail and our packages. And I noticed that people are very frightened and anxious. And what lightens my day up is that I'm like, how did JJ put it yesterday? Shining beacon of light, like positive thinking and telling them, hey, you can be home with your families. And I actually see people out in the garden with their children, which I've never seen before in the last 2 years since I joined. And yeah, just giving them a smile, wishing them a nice day, and just being positive. And that's what I've changed this week, being more positive for them. And when they see me running around with a big smile, I get a big smile back, and I just hope that they feel better through that. So that's what I changed at work, being more positive. And the other thing what I've changed the last week is with the Photopia challenge. I watched the kickoff again when Stu and Jay kicked off the challenge. And what I picked up from Stuart's talk was I've been very negative in thinking about what I want to change and what I'm not supposed to do. But over the last week, I've started to think more what I want to do. Like with my food, I always thought, oh, you're not allowed to eat this, you're not allowed to eat this. And then all this negative energy came in me through the whole day. And over the last week, I've been more not what I'm not supposed to do, but what I want to do. And I'm not thinking about what I'm not supposed to do. I'm just adding. That's what Stuart said. He's all about adding things and not reducing things. So I'm just adding everything. I still have the negative things, but I don't think about them anymore because I'm pretty sure if I just add positive, I feel better. And at some point, the things I don't want will just go away. I hope. I'm not there yet, but that's what I'm doing differently, and I will see how that turns out. Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate it. I'm sure there's people that are grateful for you giving packages and spreading smiles. Smiles are definitely more contagious than any virus. So well done. Finola, you are next on my screen. Am I saying your name right?
Sure. Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, brilliant. Hi. This is my first time ever talking out on a webinar. So my 4-Topia challenge tick.
Sweet. Well, this is the one to do it because we all talk on this webinar.
Yeah,
so that works out awesome.
It's so cool to be here. And
hey, Christine.
So, yeah. I'm at home with my daughter, homeschooling her. Great fun. Last week, it was free time. We did a bit of homework. And then Monday, she kind of had a meltdown. It was like she likes structure. She likes routine. So we sorted that out this week and she's flying it now. So it's all good. I did the yoga with Alex Franklin this morning. Well, both of us did. It was great fun. Getting in all the different positions. It was great fun. We're on a farm here, so we are feeding the cattle and doing bits and bobs every day. So we're not really affected otherwise. But we're all positive, actually. Yeah.
I love it. There's a lot of people on a farm on this call. I'm jealous. I got neighbors. Right on. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad you came out. Thanks for being on the call.
Thank you.
Steve, what's up, dude?
How are you?
I'm wonderful, man. What's something that you've done to be resourceful to keep your commitments the last week or two, man?
So much stuff, really. But yesterday, I set myself a challenge to beat a 10-mile, 30-minute TT. And we've set up a bit of a thing in the group of cyclists that we've got because we can't cycle together anymore. So we're using you may be aware of a product called Strava, which allows you to put segments together. And we've got a little 10-mile circuit. It just happens to go around my house. And I managed to do it in 28 minutes and 15 seconds yesterday. So that was a challenge. I'm way off my personal best for that circuit, but it's encouraging because by the end of the season, perhaps I can get to that. So that's my cycling one. The other side of thing is trying to sort of support and help. The people around me. My kids are doing wonderful things with what they're doing. So there's all of that kind of stuff going on, and we're sort of made a commitment to have a Zoom call because we're not obviously isolated from each other. We're not allowed to go out anywhere. And so that's something that's going to happen tomorrow probably, where we're all going to get together as a family on Zoom and just have a chat. So my kids and all of their partners and things. So that'll be really good. And the other thing is, because we're in a more serious form of lockdown because of my partner's what's classed as a vulnerable person with her stuff. She's getting daily text messages from the government, which are triggering her basically. So it's kind of spending some time just bringing that back into the present and making sure that she realizes that she's okay. Yesterday she had a text message that says, you need to be packing a bag because if you need to go to hospital, you need to be ready. And she saw that as an admission that, she's got to go to hospital. And I said, well, look at the evidence. You're really doing very well at the moment. So there's no real threat. So yeah, apart from that, we're just trying to keep as positive as we can in the circumstances that we're in. So we can go out into the garden, we shouldn't do, but we do. And just spending a bit of quality time, really.
Right on, brother. I appreciate you sharing, Steve. That's good stuff, man. I'd block that phone number, but that's just me. I don't have good sense. All right. Agnes, what is going on?
Hi there. Yeah, it's my first time out here, at least on screen. I was attending one time without logging in. That was I think 2 times ago where we had to write your avatar. So I did write an avatar. And you had your wolf, about the wolves and the totems. And the funny thing is that I had to be on that call for some reason because earlier that week I heard the same story about the wolves, which one you feed by a Dutch podcast. So that was a message in there for me, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, here everything is all right. I don't have a job at the moment, so I do a lot of volunteer work. That's what I did already before everything went into a lockdown. But I try to stay as normal as I can and positive as well. I don't feel like it is affecting me in any way. Other than that my best friend had a little baby and that I'm not allowed to visit her and to see the little one. But yeah, I help my neighbors do groceries for them, and I do my volunteer work. I reached out to the bigger volunteer group with Zoom. I introduced Zoom there as well, and yeah, that's a great thing. Everyone does now webinars with Zoom in that part of the game. So yeah, that's good. And we had a Zoom call with our family, with my parents and my sisters last weekend as well. So Zoom has become a great way to connect. Yeah, and everything else is going well. Just trying to help everyone around me and stay in a good headspace. And yeah. I don't watch the news, so I think that's a good thing as well. Everything that isn't necessary, I will pick up from one way or the other. But other than that, no. I just try to not talk about it too much. Just live life and be grateful.
I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful that we have Zoom. You know, I mean, imagine if this happened before we had ways to communicate with people, you know, that we care about and stuff. They've got to be slammed. I went to the live chat thing the other day in Zoom because I was trying to ask a question when I was setting up this recovery thing. And I was number 515 in the queue. And like 3 hours later, I was down to 443. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to call Patty. So it worked out. Caroline, hello, darling.
Hello, sweetheart. Hello, everybody. Yeah, well, funnily enough, in the last week, I've actually got out a lot more than I did before, strangely, being in lockdown, in the sense that, so I've been working from home full-time SFM now for almost a year, and it feels like I've been in self-isolation for the last year, and now I'm forced to. It's actually forced me to get out more in the community, in a kind of weird about turn. So I was supposed to be moving out. I was going to go full digital nomad at the end of the month. I was going to leave my place here. I was going to live out of my car, just go house sitting for people. Yeah, that didn't seem like a good idea anymore. So in actual fact, I've stayed here and decided, you know what, actually I want to be here where I've been living for the last year, which was kind of a temporary arrangement. I've like, no, I'm going to make this permanent. So I've applied for a job in the local shop. So it's one of the few places that's open. So I'm hoping to get an interview there the next day or so that I can actually do something for the community. And I volunteered, my local pub are trying to do meal deliveries for elderly, vulnerable people. So I volunteered my services if they need an extra driver to take hot meals to people. I've had a lot more Zoom calls with friends and family in the last week. So I've actually spoken to more friends from the comfort of my sofa than I have done for the last year. And it's brilliant because it feels like the rest of the world's catching up with the life that I've been living for the last year. So, and I also felt called to write a blog article, which is something I've been meaning to do for ages, but was really stuck on. And so I wrote a blog article on, hey, you know, I've been working from home, stuck in the same four walls for the last year. I've got some perspective and some advice to offer you. So here's how to do it without going insane. So, and that's been posted by, you know, shared by a few friends on Facebook. So, yeah, it's been fantastic. It's actually completely motivated me and moved me in the complete opposite direction. So yeah, very, very grateful.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. That is fabulous news. Wash your hands. All right, Jennifer.
Hey everyone.
Hello there.
Yeah, so nice to see. I've recognized some faces here. It's nice to be on board here. Something that I've been doing differently is like trying to establish a better routine, like with my sleep and stuff, so I can be more efficient. Because I've learned that sleep is like super important. It's sometimes even more important than like working out or the food you eat. So getting the proper rest. Yeah, I've also done a lot of reconnecting or like talking or catching up with friends and family in the States because I live in Germany. And it's often a challenge with the time change to catch up or to talk with my family and friends over there. And I've been doing a lot of that lately, and it's really nice. So I feel connected again to my home country, let's say. Another thing I've been doing is working on this monster to-do list that I've created as a mind map. Lots of things that I've been meaning to do. I think a lot of people have that. I think, Danny, you mentioned some of that stuff too you're working on. Just getting stuff done. I mean, like, things have quieted down, so it's the chance to really, like, focus on getting stuff done. And also, of course, with my training or digital marketing training and building my business, put a lot more time into it now. So
I
yeah,
love it.
nice to catch up with everything.
Very cool. Very cool. I appreciate you sharing. I'm a list guy myself. We went over a week before last something on this call. It was a power list, right? And it's where you write down 3 things. It can be up to 5, but I try to keep it to 3 that you know are going to move you forward if you accomplish them. I'm using mine for business, but you can use it in any area of your life. Relationships, it can be whatever, your health. But you just write down 3 things that if you do them, it's going to move you forward. Then at the bottom, you write like win if you do it. I lost that day. I don't win every day, you know, but that's cool because today is a new day, right? And that has helped me in not being overwhelmed because I would have this gigantic list and I'm like, where do I start? You know? So I just break it down and it can't just be like clean your computer. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be like 3 things that will move you forward in whatever area. So hopefully that helps. It's helped me. So thanks for sharing. Rachel, would you unmute and speak to us, please?
I will. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hi guys, lovely to see you all. I'm a Zoom person too in my changes. As you know, a lot of you might know, I do one-to-one work from home to help people clear up the after effects of being in an abusive relationship. So the existing clients I have, I've moved to Zoom, which is brilliant. And nothing's particularly changed that much in our household because my partner's an essential worker. He works for the DWP here, that's the Department of Work and Pensions. So he's got an increased workload, obviously with his changing his job because they're having to move from one thing to another. There's lots and lots of new claims coming in, so he's dealing with that. So he's working more, if anything. And the clients I'm seeing via Zoom now, I mean, they're all doing brilliantly well. And I was so pleased that they were open enough to accept the new technology and to accept a different way of working with me. So that really goes great guns for them. I'm really happy that they were able to come out their comfort zone so much and do that. But it's not appropriate.
That says a lot about you. That says a lot about you and the trust they have in you, right?
Well, it's all about the relationship, isn't it? So it's lovely. But thanks for that, Danny. Thank you. And it's not appropriate to take on new clients like this. So I won't be able to, after these, I'm allowed 12 sessions. We have 12 sessions funded by the charity that commissions me to do the work. So after their 12 sessions have ended, then I'm not able to take on any more. So that's going to be a little bit weird money-wise for me. But I'm sure something else, I might get a job at my partner's place, you never know. So and then Fortopia wise, I'm the same as Jacqueline. I've been adding, I've been inspired by people drinking the water. I've never, years ago I drank quite a lot of water, my two litres a day, but it's fallen off and I haven't done it for about maybe 10 years. I thought, oh well, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I've been inspired by people drinking the water. So now I'm up to nearly 2 litres a day, which is great, but I'm not, thank you. I'm not forcing myself to do it. You know, if I just get 3 litres done, if I just get 1.5 litres or a litre, that's fine. It's better than I was. So yeah. And my other change, I don't know if you can see, I'm not in my dark, dingy dining room. I'm in my lovely sunny summer house because this is where I have my sessions with my clients. It's a lovely little room. And I bought a booster to boost the Wi-Fi signal out here so I can have Zoom calls out here with my clients and with your good self. So really pleased about that as well.
I love it. I love it. Well done. Water is key, man. A lot of times too, when people think they're hungry, they're not hungry. They're just dehydrated. You know, if you drink a glass of water first morning. I said a lot of times when people think they're hungry, they're just dehydrated, you know, and just drink water, man. One tip I heard years ago, and I've passed it on, it's helped some people that are trying to drink more water, is just put a glass by your toothbrush. And in the morning before you brush your teeth and at night after you brush your teeth, just drink a glass of water. It's like 2 glasses down right there. And it's just a good way to start adding. So anyway, figured I'd share the love, you know. Yes, Logan, do you have your hand up? Or are you just pointing at me?
No, I just want to add to the water thing real quick because a lot of people don't realize that they should have alkaline water. And you can take a regular glass of your water and put it in the sun in a glass, and it will charge that water energy-wise and turn it alkaline. And also crystals, anyone does any kind of that thing, you can put crystals in your water and that will charge your water. You can set your water in glass out on under the full moon or in the sun. I wouldn't set it in hot sun, but under a full moon, and it will also charge your water. But alkaline water, no diseases can really live in our body if we can get alkaline enough. And so therefore, alkaline is very healing and healthy for you. And I just wanted to add that. You can also put lemon in your water. People think lemon is acidic. And lemon is generally, but once it is in your system, it is all alkalinity. And so when you put a lemon in your water, it also makes it alkaline. So it's very healthy and very cleansing for the body. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Logan. I appreciate it. All right, Eaton, my man, what is up? What's something that you've done the last week or two to be resourceful, to keep your commitments, man?
Nice to see you, Danny. Nice to see everybody. Danny, I would say the Fortopia challenge has been I've just put a lot of effort into it, and it's been really good for me. I think on the back of the Atomic Habits, which I keep working on, and it's one of those workbooks. It's not, you don't read it and put it away. And then kind of combining that with the Fortopia challenge and just putting myself into it. I've just produced a lot of stuff that I was wanting to produce and hadn't, and putting out blogs and recording things that I'm doing. So it's just been a lovely way to get up in the morning and check out what's going on, kind of putting structure in place.
I love it.
Yeah, and besides that, just kind of dealing with the South Africa, kind of getting their head around shutting down before things get out of control, which has been tremendous. It's like, oh, we actually have a government that's actually does something. That's fantastic.
What's that like?
Yeah, it's a whole new story. They actually did something amazing. So yeah, it's been really cool. As of today, we're on complete shutdown, and in the South African way, they're like, if we see you on the streets, we will arrest you. That's their line. It's like, do not come out tomorrow, we will arrest you. So yeah. And I live on a farm. I'm another farm guy. So there you go.
Look at this. I'm missing out. I do have beaches though. So there's that, I'm just saying. Yeah, that Fortopia thing is the jam, dude. That's mine. I printed it all out. That's all my Fortopia challenge thing. So I always have it right here to make sure that I do it every day. Because, I'm a list guy, right? Curls. Talk to me, sister. I know you have done that.
So really, my life hasn't changed much. I've been a digital nomad for 4 years. So in that sense, I've already got the routine and everything. The only thing that changes a little bit is that I'm a little bit more on lockdown because, like Steve, I look after a friend who's 73 and has lymphoma cancer. So he's very vulnerable to that virus. I personally am not really bothered by it. If it was just me, I'd probably go volunteering like Carol is doing. But I have to make sure I'm safe for him. And I'm very busy working on my project. I'm working on creating a digital course for childhood abuse survivors. So this is like building a whole new business for me. All the shebang, new pages, pictures, graphics, video series, landing pages. So my days just go like that. And I have a garden and it's sunny today. I'll probably sit there with the laptop later on. So I'm still my happy self, really. I don't feel that whole thing.
I love it. I love it. That's fabulous.
And I share silly jokes every day on the tribe to make you laugh and remind you that, you know, it will pass. It will pass, and we'll learn a lot of things. I have a feeling it's a blessing in disguise for humanity. So.
Yeah, man, everything is perfect, right? It's just usually we have to have that hindsight 2020 to see the perfection in it. But, you know, if it's perfect down the road, that means it's perfect right now. You know, we have to find a way to do it. So I appreciate everybody sharing. You know, obviously the world, people are still getting on, right? We find a way to do stuff, you know? So I was thinking about something the other day, and I wrote some of this stuff down. I want to share with you guys with regards to this, you know, and the whole point of it basically is that nothing is ever ideal, right? Like conditions are rarely perfect. Like the time is never right. If we wait around for like the moon and the stars to align, we'll never start anything. There's always going to be a reason not to get things done. There's always going to be a reason not to do things that we know we need to do to improve. Like the weather's great outside today, but I'm just not feeling it, right? Or my energy is amazing, but it's raining, right? Like I have to deal with this issue or someone else's drama. It never stops. There's always going to be something out there, regardless of the virus or anything that's out there. It's life, you know? I read this quote by Jim Rohn. This is like one of my favorite quotes. It's simple. You know, he says, "What's simple to do is also simple not to do. The magic is not in the complexity of the task. The magic is in the doing of simple things repeatedly and long enough to ignite the miracle of the compound effect." Right? It's just so simple, right? The things that we need to do to execute in life are not all that hard. We just have to do them consistently. And that's where it comes in. That's what's tough. I heard somebody say a couple months ago, and it stuck in my head, you know, that complexity is the enemy of execution, right? Like we build up all these ideal scenarios in our minds of what needs to take place, and then we'll begin something. Like we can complicate our own way right out of success in any area of life. You know, I'm very guilty of that, overcomplicating simple things. You know, when we tell ourselves these stories, we're lying to ourselves, right? We're buying into the myth of average. I don't know anyone here who woke up today to be average. I certainly didn't. I woke up today to do whatever I have to do to be better than I was yesterday. I was pretty awesome yesterday, so I've definitely got my work cut out for me. You know what I mean? But that's okay. I'm obviously keeping it light, right? But it's a valid point. If we want to wake up every morning and be able to look in the mirror and talk to ourselves and tell ourselves that we love ourselves and how great today is going to be and not feel like it's complete bullshit, we need to not wait on conditions to be perfect to take action, right? If we believe this myth that we create and start expecting things to be ideal, we'll never get anywhere, right? Instead, let's deal with the real, with the reality, not put our heads in the sand. You know, the real is messy. The real is sometimes chaos. The real doesn't make a lot of sense. The real is definitely not always fair. Terrible things happen to good people, and good things happen to shitty people every single day, right? In the real world, we can't grow a garden that doesn't have weeds. We can't have a zoo without animal shit, right? Like we live in a universe where things get old and die. No one is exempt from getting broken or busted. It's just life, man. When's the last time you planned a day and the whole day went exactly as you planned? I have like 0, right? And I'm a list dude, okay? It just doesn't happen. Deals fall through. Your car breaks down. Friends get mad at you. You name it, it's going to happen, right? So life on planet Earth is not utopia. It never has been. It never will be. Then the most successful people in our community and just in life and the happiest people are the ones who accept conditions are never perfect. They don't deal with what they wish things were like. They deal with what is. You know, you don't wait for your schedule to clear. Don't wait for the weather to be nice. We don't wait to be financially secure before taking a leap, whether it's to start an online business or whatever, right? They don't wait until they feel more confident or sure about themselves or until I have the energy or I'm motivated. Just accept the world as it is and act, right? So take some action today, guys. Let's embrace the grind. You know, I heard this say, it said we need friction to grow, right? When everything is running smooth and everything is going amazing, we're not really growing. For the most part, we're just kind of enjoying it. Hopefully we're appreciating it and enjoying the moment, but we're not really growing unless we have friction, right? Right now we're in a time, there's a lot of friction. Okay. And, you know, the reason I want everybody to talk about what they've done differently, to be resourceful, to keep your commitments and stuff in the beginning is those are all perfect examples, right? Like nobody on this call is sitting here crying with their panties in a wad because of the way life is, right? You accept it, you find a way to do something, hopefully do something outside of yourselves to help people and move forward, right? It's simple. So one thing I like to do, Agnes, did you want to say something? Unmute yourself. This is our call, man. They just have my picture on it.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I'm just, do you know the song "Everybody is Free to Wear Sunscreen"?
No, I've never heard it.
You have to look it up because the way you just sounded when you said that whole story, you just sounded exactly like the guy that tells a list of things in that song, and it's amazing. He says like you have to live in New York once, but leave there before you get this, and then you have to live in Florida once, but leave there before you get well. And but then in the end, it's all life quotes, and then but everybody is free to wear sunscreen. But that song is about 6 or 8 minutes. It's not a song, but it's hilarious, and you just sounded just like him, and I just couldn't stop laughing. So I just want to share that.
I appreciate it. I wrote it down.
In a good way.
I have not heard it, but I will Spotify it when we're done with the call.
You should.
See if I can find it for sure, man.
Yeah.
So one thing I like to do, and I kind of do this all the time, but now I pay attention to it a little more, you know, is I have things in my environment and my surroundings that make me smile, you know, whether it's pictures, I have a lot of pictures, or things that make me laugh, right? Like one thing, I'm just going to show you a couple of things I keep around me in my house. If you have something you want to share, that'd be cool, you know, but if not, just think of little things you can do just to put around you, right? So like these coasters I had made, for example, I actually had these made for Brandy, and I use them all the time. But it's just different sunsets and sunrises of places we've been, right? And like graffiti. I got this one over here of like just murals, you know, and stuff like that with her picture and things like. I got them from a Shutterfly, and they're like $15, you know. But I just have them around, set my drinks on, and every time I look at it, it takes me back to a memory and something that makes me happy, right? It makes me smile. It's simple. It's not expensive. There's something we can do to control our environment. Something else. My sister got me this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie Anchorman, but to me, it's like one of the funniest movies of all time. And Ron Burgundy, the main character, talks about I'm kind of a big deal. So she got me this for my desk. It says I'm kind of a big deal. And I put it there, and every time I see it, it makes me think of his voice saying it in the movie, and it cracks me up. You know, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I'm kind of a big deal, you know? And it makes me laugh, right? And it's not about me. I don't think that I'm a big deal, but I think that's hilarious, okay? And the last thing is probably, I mean, I have more, but I'm not going to tour you through my whole office. If you've been on the call before, you know that I'm a complete juvenile, right? I think things are funny, that like a 12-year-old does, and that's just life. I feel really bad for my girlfriend, but so I got this thing right here. Her little nieces had one, and I went right and bought it. It's called Toot Noise Putty, and it's a toilet, right? And you basically just open it up, and it has things in there, and you push it. Oops. It makes farting sounds, right? So I have this next to my desk, and anytime I need to laugh, I just do that, okay? You guys are probably too grown up for something like this. But just find something that is silly, that makes you laugh, and put it within reach, man. And when you're stressed out, I just do this. It doesn't matter how bad my day is. It doesn't matter how anything's going. It absolutely makes me laugh, right? So we can control our environment. We can't control things that are going on, right? But we can control our attitude, and we can control our effort, right? And, you know, with the way the world is right now, people could use some of that. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer that, yeah, there you go, Logan. I love that. You know, if we had channels and all they were doing was talking about all the things people are doing to help people, instead of all the negative shit, I believe that would spread just as quick. You know, that's just my humble opinion. But you know, I'm pretty much resigned to the fact. I mean, I'll catch the coronavirus. My girlfriend's in the hospital right now, in and out. You know, so I'll get it eventually. So I'm just trying to look at things with the perspective of I don't want to give it to anybody. That's what's making me have dry hands. You know what I'm saying? From washing them so much and doing the sanitizers, because I don't want to pass it to anybody else. You know what I mean? But things are just going to be what they're going to be, right? So does anybody else have anything they want to share, anything they keep around? And Logan has got everything. Look at her, dude. Oh, those lightning bugs? Nice. Dude. I need to get a farm.
Can I share a story?
The
You can
lightning
share
bug.
anything you want, dude.
So here's my little story about something that I've got in my office. About 20 years ago, when I first met my partner, we had a weekend in London, and just felt right. And so we were standing at Euston Station, and I said, you know, I've never felt more comfortable than I feel when I'm with you. And she was really disappointed at that. And she says, it's like you're describing a tartan slipper. Because, you know, I don't want to be a tartan slipper. I want to be a different kind of slipper. And so she bought me this. So,
Nice.
so that's what I've got in my office to make me smile when I see it.
Perfect, dude. That's a perfect example, man. I love it. Shabir.
Hey, this has gave me, it's pure orange diary, and I have it on my desk, and every time I look at the color, it just gave me so much energy. And I have got some like 4 pages written in here, and I'll read this one every morning and every evening. Give me energy. And also my mouse pad, orange. I don't know, I'm just like in love with orange color. Nothing make me upset. Even if I'm get upset about something, I'll look at these colors, it just gives me so much joy and so much energy. So that is what I do, and I put it all around me here. Even things doesn't work for me, I'll look at them and I go through that diary and just read the 2 pages, and then I'm back up with my energy, even if I'm sick. That's what I do.
I love it, dude. I appreciate you, brother. All right, anybody else got anything before we wrap it up here? So the action item for the week. So if you're new to the call, oh yes, Finola, share, darling.
My daughter made me a positive book. I don't know if you can see it. It's got you're amazing, do your thing, you can do it, relax, believe in yourself, don't give up, live for today, jump it up, have fun, etc., etc. And I just love it, and I keep it here on my desk.
I love it. I love it. That's super cool, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So at the end of the call, we do an action item, something we can actually do, right? Take action. And the one for this week is going to be a gratitude list. Make a gratitude list. It won't take you long, but just write it down. You know, I have one on my phone that I carry with me, but I also write them down. So just sit down and just write down everything that you have to be grateful for. Like the fact that you're on this call right now, you have a computer, you have a roof over your head, right? There's a lot that we can be grateful for. And a lot of times we get all worked up and we forget about it, you know, but if you write it down, it does a couple things. For one, whenever you're writing it down, you're taking action, you're doing something, and you're at least taking a moment to recognize that you are grateful for that, because you have to do that to write it down, right? That can change your day, you know, and then whenever you're having a bad day or things suck, just go back and read your gratitude list. And I recommend at that time, think of something new to add that you're grateful for right in the middle of your bad day. You know, maybe it's something that sucks, but you can learn something from it, or learn how not to do it again, or you can pass it on to other people so they can avoid the same mistake, or whatever it is, right? So gratitude list, big fan. Shocking, I know. All right, and my book of the week is The Dip by Seth Godin. So this dude, Seth Godin, has anybody ever read any of his books? Yeah? Love this guy. I had never heard of him before this community, and everything he's put out, I love. I haven't read them all, but I actually just ordered like all of these are his books. I found this website, Thrift Books, maybe, or something like that. I don't know. But basically, they're used books, and I got all of the books except for the few that I had for like $50 with free shipping. I was super excited about it, man. So The Dip by Seth Godin. I love his stuff. I try to recommend shorter books on here, and this is definitely a short book. You can read this in no time at all. And might give you a different perspective. All right, cool. All right, well, Curls, look at it's 10:01. We're late. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry. We're all on lockdown. Nobody has to run anywhere. We're all good.
Anywhere to be? No?
Chill out. Can you pop the book up again so I can take a screenshot of you? And I know, but there was
Oh, needy Curls.
I know.
Is that better? Got it?
Not working. Wait, smile. I like the little smile. No, wait, I haven't done it. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Done.
Right on. Well, thank you guys for coming and hanging out today. For those of you who are new, it was awesome to have you here amongst us. I'm grateful that you took the time. Hopefully you got something out of everybody's shares. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sharing the tribe, and if you need anything, reach out. We're here to have your back, to support you. That's the best cheerleader community ever. And yeah, enjoy your loved ones.
If anything I said offends you, email Curls. She'll handle it.
Yeah, I'll deal with that. Keep being awesome, guys. Love you, blows.
Have an awesome day, guys.
Bye-bye.